Welcome to the Brian Roux Show, where we have the highest truth of anyone in Canada. This is October the 1st, 2020, and my guest is Ryan. He's on again for a second time. He was on 2 weeks ago. Now he's got quite an important story to share. So Ryan.
Okay, hi Brian. Thanks very much for having me back on the show. It's very cool. Anyways, I have a story to tell, and it's a story. Because it was a story as was told to me, but for them it was real. Back in about 2004 in West Vancouver, I was performing my job service at a house, and I was very familiar with the house, and as I've been going there for years, and I got to talking quite often with the elderly lady who lived in the house with the family, and she's very interesting, and we talked about a lot of this and a lot of that, and she's very cool. We're on the same page, and she actually had a story to tell me, and This story goes back to about, I think about 1970, I think is when it took place, pretty close around there. And she was, I don't know how old she would have been at that time, but young. And she was out at UBC, and there was a professor, as it was described to me, a professor at a table, and he had books and whatnot, or he was signing papers, something along those lines, with people ahead of him at the table, lined up, I suppose. And she was actually, he had dark, I don't know if they were aviators, but dark sunglasses, and she was standing towards the side of the professor. She's standing off because she probably wasn't, she wasn't in line, kind of thing. So she's just standing off to the side. So she said by standing off to the side as such, she saw something very peculiar, and she's looking at the professor, and through the side of his sunglasses, she said his eyes were opening up like sideways, and
wow.
Reptilian.
Whoa.
Reptilian is how she would describe it. And so she observed this for I don't know how long. I'm not sure if she knows how long. And then about some time had passed. Whatever, she was I don't know where she was on campus, but she did happen to run into her boyfriend and his friend, who they had all come together with that day, and they were a little bit cross with her because they had been looking for her for 5 hours. Where have you been? Where have you been? She said, "Oh, I was just at the such and such building, and here I am now. What are you talking about? Like, we've been looking for you for 5 hours." And she could not recall anything different, anything unusual, other than everybody was mad at her for wasting 5 hours looking for her.
So she experienced missing time then?
Yeah.
But she wasn't aware that 5 hours.
Yeah, of course, that's it. Yeah,
wow.
That's definitely what you call it. So a very, very interesting story. I don't think she told very many people this, for obvious reasons. It's because, you don't want to be laughed out of the room. But she felt comfortable in telling me this, and I always remembered it. And you do remember something like that. And she's not a kook. She's not a kook. I mean, she may be baking an apple pie right now, for all I know.
So what year was this that she told you?
This is about 2004.
Okay.
Yeah, about 2004.
So her experience was like 30 years before David Icke started publishing about reptilians. Like reptilians weren't known in our culture, right? Now we know about it.
Yeah, that's how I had. Well, other than the show, the series V in I think 1982.
Yeah, but this is 1970.
Oh yeah. No, they got the reptilians going back way back then. But
yeah, so that's at that time. I mean, we didn't know about reptilians, so that's kind of an astonishing. And that this guy was a professor. He was in a position of power and influence at a major university in Canada, University of British Columbia. That's here in Vancouver.
Seems that way. Seems that way.
So you wonder who was this guy? I guess she doesn't. Yeah. I guess you don't remember. She told you the name of the professor.
I don't. I don't think she remembered, because for her it was a very long time ago.
Yeah, she was just hanging around
now
there.
To me, it's a very long time ago that I was told this.
Yeah.
But no, very very honest, not kooky, very nice lady. I'd known her for years, so I have no reason to disbelieve it. In fact, I'd be inclined to believe it because do I trust her? Yes, I trust her.
Yeah, and if you've known her for years, you would have a good trust factor with it.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. But that's astonishing, because that often people see it in the eyes when they see a reptilian. It's really only the eyes that they see shifting. I've met two people personally who've seen other people's eyes shift as reptilian. Other people reported that they don't. It's rare for someone to transform the whole body as reptilian, but the eyes do shift.
Well, it just rings a bell right now. I mean, I've been throughout Egypt and looking at lots of the art, and I mean, you have snake men, snake heads with man's body, man's legs, that kind of thing, and you see lots of it. You see lots of it. And
is this ancient in Egypt or current?
No, this is ancient.
Yeah,
Ancient. Yeah, I mean, this is at different sites throughout.
That's true. Yeah.
Egypt, and so they have their version of the snake man, if you will. So I've seen that. And I don't see why a civilization would put so much time and effort into making up fictitious animals or human hybrids. These weren't meant for cartoons. These are meant to be viewed and as part of the language, as
the cultures have reptilians, or that idea. Yeah.
So I don't think they'd be creating these, sort of handmade recordings of what they looked like if they weren't there.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. I don't think so.
Okay. I'm just wondering if her two friends might have been waiting in that lineup. That's why she's standing there to the side. Maybe her friends were in the lineup. That's why she's standing around.
Oh, very possible. Well, that would seem most likely.
Seems reasonable,
that would sound most likely.
Doesn't matter.
The scenario, how she was standing off to the side there.
And she just happened to notice his eyes, and that's why he's wearing dark glasses, because he doesn't want people to see.
Maybe had she been a different person, maybe she wouldn't have seen it. Yet still be looking in the same direction.
Yeah. We can speculate why the missing time. Like, you wonder if the professor,
others don't.
You think the professor took her away somewhere? Like reptilians sometimes have sex with human females. Like,
who knows?
Like he must have taken her away. Like, why would she have missing time? He must have been part of the reason, right? If he's like alien.
Well, I'd probably have to say, whatever it is, it's not good.
Yeah, it's not good.
It's not good.
But it's got to be associated with him. How often does someone have missing time at the same time that they see reptilians' eyes shift, right? It has to be associated, the two.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Of course, no question.
So you wonder if he abducted her for 5 hours and then dumped her somewhere.
Yeah, who knows? Maybe they're able to just put a stop on time kind of thing and do their own thing for a while and come back, and the magnetics or that's involved with it all, I sure don't know. But
Well, in alien abduction, what they do, they just suppress
back it goes. Back
They tend to
along.
just suppress memories. Like there is 5 hours
Yeah.
of real time
Yeah.
because her friends experienced 5 hours of real time.
Yeah.
But they would suppress her memory, so she have no memory of any time going by.
Yeah,
That's typically what happens in alien abduction.
I mean, many people have experienced that just on the operating table. You know, you're awake, but they kind of really almost just about put you out, and you know, like you ask when they're going to begin, and they say, "Oh, we're done," right? You're like, "Wow, that was quick. I didn't even see anything happen."
Yeah.
So you know, so it can be done where you have no memory, but I'm sure this is a much formidable method of mind swipe.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I guess you don't know where she is today. You're not in touch with her now. Or?
No, not in touch. I didn't maintain contact with her when I switched careers.
Yeah, 16 years ago. Yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, it was. I mean, it was quite a house that she was lucky to have lived at. They had rented it out to movie stars, some famous movie stars and whatnot. And
Want to tell us?
I was there.
Want to tell us which famous movie stars?
Oh, yeah. I don't think I don't think there's any reason I can't. But Justin Timberlake and Cameron Diaz. And,
So they were a couple back then?
yeah, they were a couple. She was a little older than him, and I walked by him, and I didn't actually know who he was. So he's just some kid lifting a dumbbell in the garage. So I just didn't know who he was, but I knew that I was speaking with Cameron Diaz on the intercom. You know, over time, just a few, you know, number of times. She seemed very nice. Yeah, and
So
yeah,
what was the older lady's relationship with them, though? What was
she's
she?
the grandmother. The grandmother, like, I don't know if it's the husband or the wife's mother, but she was the grandmother.
You mean grandmother one of those two?
What's that?
The grandmother one of those two?
No. They were just renting the house in an off time. Like, the family moved out, they moved in, and they were there for a couple months, say, and then took off, went back to LA or wherever.
Oh, yeah.
And then the family moved back in. So.
Oh, so the older lady was with her own family.
Yeah. She lived at the house with the family.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she lived at the house with the family.
Which family was it? Her own family or another family?
Yeah, her family.
Okay.
Her family.
So they're renting the house. I see.
Yeah.
I guess it's interesting. Like, is there any way to find out around 1970 which professor at UBC might have been reptilian? Like, that's kind of important. You think of the power structure on the planet today. What we think about reptilians' relationship with the human power elite in the world, right? Yeah, you wonder, that's a significant person.
We're not supposed to know.
Yeah, that's right. It would be nice to find out which.
But,
look up all the professors of UBC in 1970.
We
and
are
go through them all.
curious. We are curious.
Yeah.
We're not supposed to know, but we are curious.
There's only a limited number of professors that were in UBC in 1970.
Yeah.
You wonder who.
So I was, telling you about the different pictures in Egypt, in the tombs and whatnot. I've also been throughout Arizona and Utah and New Mexico, Nevada, all that area in Southern California extensively, into Texas and Colorado. And so I've seen a lot of Indian ruins, North American native Indian ruins, and some fantastic places. And I've seen a lot of not petroglyphs, but what are they? Petroglyphs. Sorry, can you?
Like hieroglyphs?
There's hieroglyphs and there's petroglyphs. Okay, so there's petroglyphs are just kind of banged in, kind of chiseled in, but hieroglyphs No, it's not even hieroglyphs, but the rock wall art paintings in Arizona and Utah, these states.
Oh,
Do you see a number of snakes standing up, like upright, like with like a figure, like just like a Moses-looking, Jesus-looking,
like 2 arms, 2
figure
legs kind of thing.
with a beard and a staff and a robe.
That's reptilian, you mean?
And the reptiles standing up on each side, like snakes that are standing.
Oh, on each side of a person, you
up.
mean?
On each side of
a person.
of the guy, yeah.
Oh,
the
yeah.
guy.
Wow.
So I've seen a lot of stuff like that, a lot of snake stuff in that region,
Wow.
and
Maybe that's why she told you the story. Maybe you're talking to her about this stuff, and she said, "Hey."
oh, we were definitely talking about all this stuff.
Oh, maybe that's why she
yeah.
trusted you.
Yeah.
and-
Yeah. She was. Yeah, she knew I wouldn't think she was a quack. That's for sure. But so there's a lot of snake man hybrid pictures and just paintings all over the Southwest and in Egypt there.
Yeah.
Just trying to think about South America and Central America, what there is for that. Well, there's tons of serpent, everything in South and Central America, coming down the bases of pyramids in Mexico City, the Plaza de Mayor. There's a lot of serpents. They spent their time carving out a heck of a lot of big stone serpents.
I think it's related to humanoid-looking serpents.
Well, it's
not just
Quetzalcoatl.
snakes.
Quetzalcoatl was their half. Quetzalcoatl was the half. Quetzalcoatl. He wasn't a half snake or he had the serpent's feathers or something. He wore this for serpent's feathers, but he was a blonde-haired, blue-eyed, bearded man that was tall to them, and they called him Quetzalcoatl. I think in Peru, Viracocha they call him. But this was like a who knows? I mean, if Jesus was hopping around in a UFO, in a disc, a flying disc, you can kind of cover a lot of ground, go to a lot of places, and who knows? I'm not saying that's just something I've pondered for years. But he was the plumed, they call him the Quetzalcoatl, the plumed serpent god or something. But it doesn't make sense that he'd have serpent qualities if he's Jesus, so maybe that cancels that theory.
But at least the idea of humanoid reptilians relates to the story UBC, that the universe would be human, and then he could shift to reptilian in the eyes. Shows there's definitely, we know from David Icke's work and others, there's other cases of that,
Yeah. Well, you know that I believe in the invisible man or something.
Yeah, your last story.
Thereof. But yeah, the invisible man.
We should refer the viewers to your previous video. We can link below this video from 2 weeks ago. Yeah, that experience. Yeah. Anything else about the lady's experience at UBC?
No, it was pretty bare bones rendition of what happened, and there wasn't any more detail that I can remember, and I have a decent memory long term, especially for those things. So
very good.
Yeah, she said it.
Wow.
I believe it.
Well, we can wrap it up there, Ryan. Thanks. That's a powerful story. I've only met 2 other people who have actually seen this. Yeah, so that's a powerful story. Thank you.
Well, thanks very much. Thanks for having me on your show.
Okay.
Take care.